Hey, seriously, is this safe?
Yes, very safe. 50-50.
50-50, what, like 50% we live, 50% we die?
Yes, 50-50. Bro, what the? Obviously, he doesn't know what 50-50 means.
Here we go. Here we go. Blockchain crypto gang. Now, typically, I don't go live this late on this channel, but I'm doing it this time because I actually have time to get into some crypto business. I've been busy, a lot going on. I know y'all have noticed that I haven't really went live or even posted too many videos in the last few weeks, but here we are. And the topic today is the government wants your crypto. We're going to investigate why they want our crypto and what indicators do I have to support the idea that they want our crypto. Am I just saying it, right? Do they want our crypto because they just want to crash the crypto market because they're afraid that Bitcoin specifically could be used as a medium of exchange and replace the dollar? Is that the purpose? So we're going to get into all that. And I have a bonus topic that I'm going to cover based on a Facebook post that I made. And I'm really just going to use that so I can post that specific portion to Facebook. But let's go ahead and get into it. Let's first start off by looking at the market, of course. Let's look at it. Let's get it. Overall, 2.25 trillion in the market cap. Where's the Bitcoin dominance? Jeez, where is it at? Oh no, they must have changed like the way this the format here. Okay, Bitcoin dominance 53.3%. So over half of the market cap of crypto is in Bitcoin. Like, really understand this. And first of all, let me start off with the video that you guys seen, just in case you didn't see it. Go ahead, I'll play it again. Let's go.
Obviously, he doesn't know what 50-50 means.
Hey, seriously, is this safe?
Yes, very safe. 50-50.
50-50, what, like 50% we live, 50% we die?
Yes, 50-50. Bro, what the? Obviously, he doesn't know what 50-50 means.
All right, so I want you to keep that in mind. And the reason why I played that is because, of course, you already know it's a gamble. When you deal with meme coins, when you deal with some of these new fly-by-night, Johnny-come-lately coins, look, when we speak about crypto, investing, trading, meme coins, low market cap, just understand there's a risk involved in that. Most people will not get rich thinking they're going to day trade meme coins. It's just not going to work out for you. Most of you won't have the know-how to do so if you don't already know how to deal with decentralized protocols, exchanges, wallets, etc. And a lot of people won't have the discipline to sell it and take a profit or to pick the right coins. Remember, there's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of coins at this point. So, you know, the idea that people are going to get rich day trading, look, especially if you're new to crypto, I'm going to say it once again for you. The best way to make profits off of crypto is just buying projects that you think have potential based on their activity, based on their developments, based on their partnerships, based on the utility that they provide, and just holding it. That's the best way. That's going to be the best way to success when it comes to holding and making money off of cryptocurrencies. Right now, if you want to take more risk, yes, you go lower market caps, you go with some of these meme coins, but I'm just saying it's typically not going to work. Don't believe the hype. Make sure you understand cycles. Like right now, we're in a sweet spot, right? Which is going to go into why the government wants your crypto. Right now, we're in a sweet spot because we are about 2 months past the last halving. And historically, based on the halvings, we typically see a large run up, a big monumental run up to the all-time high. And that's what you're seeing right now. So in 2012, the Bitcoin was at about $4 at the halving. It ran up to 420. That's about 100x, right? That was 2012. Of course, the market cap was a lot lower, so there's a lot more room for growth. In 2016, as reported, Bitcoin was at 420, and it ran up to 7,100. That's almost a 20x. Still not bad. And then we have 2020 where Bitcoin 7,100. I think at the halving, that might just be where it started the year. But at the halving, I believe it was closer to 85, somewhere around there. But it ran up, and this chart was made in 2020. But it ran up to almost 70,000. So that's still an 8 to 10x from last halving, not the last one 2 months ago, the one before that, from the 2020 halving to the 2021 high, we had about an 8x. So think about that, right? So typically it takes about a year and a half. So that's why I say we're in a sweet spot right now. For those who understand the cycles, who've been through a few of these bull runs, we're in a sweet spot where realistically you can make a good case based on historical pattern that we're going to see a 3 to 8x from about where we're at right now within the next year and a half. So I would say early 2025, mid 2025, if Bitcoin repeats the pattern that it has, you can probably say with confidence that Bitcoin is going to probably go 180,000, possibly up closer to 500,000 if it follows the historical pattern, right? So because of that, like I said, trying to trade meme coins is a very risky proposition for 90% of crypto holders, especially if you don't understand decentralized protocols, because you won't even be able to get the meme coins in most cases. But this is just going to kind of go into why I believe the government wants your crypto, and I'm going to show you why I believe they want it, like the evidence that they indeed do want it. But first, let's look at the market. $60,000 is what Bitcoin is currently at, with a market cap of 1.2 trillion. Now, a lot of people are, woe is me, doom and gloom, janky June. What's going on with the market? Oh, why is Bitcoin just sitting stagnant? Remember, we're only 2 months from the last halving. Okay, 2 months. We still have a good year plus to go before we could expect an all-time high, right? And keep in mind, we've already eclipsed the last halving's all-time high 3 times before the halving. To me, that is a strong indicator that Bitcoin is probably going to go parabolic. Not only that, it's going to take time for the system to really recognize, right, that now there's only half the amount of Bitcoin being created every day, but you still have people buying it. The demand is still very high. And this demand is coming from bulls, rich billionaires. It's coming from financial institutions, investment vehicles, and indeed governments as well. So that's why a lot of people who really have been studying Bitcoin and holding Bitcoin, this is why a lot of people are still very bullish. And to me, look, if you want to say Bitcoin is down and it's just stagnant, it's not really doing anything, but it's sitting at almost 61,000. If that's down, what does that say about the potential upside for Bitcoin during this bull cycle? Ethereum at 3,300. Tether's a stable coin. BNB is looking pretty good. It got up to about 700, I think, last month. Solana, despite the network outages, has been able to rebound and hold a $65 billion market cap. That's pretty incredible, actually. XRP, it's not really doing what a lot of people want it to do. But as you can see, the markets aren't really, phenomenal right now, which to me indicates it's still a good time to buy. Who knows? It may go down further before we really see some upward action. It may. You may take off several hundred more billion off of the cryptocurrency market cap before it starts running, but that's just part of the game. Now let's get to what I want to talk about, and that is the government wanting your crypto. This is Matt Gaetz. He's a congressman out of Florida. I believe he's a Republican. And U.S. congressman proposes bill to allow federal tax payments in Bitcoin. Now, look at that. This is not the first time something like this has been proposed. And this is straight from Matt Gaetz' page. This is not me just making it up or grabbing it from some, crypto enthusiast page that's, just capping. This is real. U.S. Congressman Matt Gaetz has proposed a bill to allow federal income tax payments in Bitcoin. If passed, this would change the government's use of cryptocurrencies. Now, first of all, this is the kind of stuff that you're not going to see on the mainstream media. This is blockchain crypto gang, CryptTalk live right now. And I've told you on Twitter, they're not going to show you a lot of this on the mainstream yet. You will see it creep into the mainstream more and more, especially because now Bitcoin has been mainstreamed. It's now on Wall Street via ETFs, et cetera, et cetera. But this has been proposed in the past. I believe it may have passed in a couple states for state taxes. But this one is for federal taxes, federal income tax payments in Bitcoin. The proposal needs to pass some legislative red tape before becoming law. Before it becomes law, it comes as crypto is increasingly becoming a tool in U.S. politics, with President Joe Biden rehiring his crypto guru and Donald Trump making his campaign pro crypto. Gaetz is introducing the Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, to create a plan for accepting Bitcoin. Yellen is known for being vehemently anti-crypto by enabling, this is what they're saying, by enabling taxpayers to use Bitcoin for federal tax payments. We can promote innovation, that's a positive, increase efficiency, that's a positive, and be more flexible to American citizens. I don't know about that, because I don't think too many people are going to want to use Bitcoin to pay their taxes. Like, why would you want to use an asset that you believe is probably going to go up in value to pay your taxes? But that's exactly why they want it. That's exactly why the government is interested in allowing us to use Bitcoin specifically, but crypto generally, to pay taxes, right? This is a bold step forward towards a future where digital currencies play a vital role in our financial system, ensuring that the U.S. remains at the forefront of technological advancement. And that's one of the layers to it, right? I think there are people, I know there are people in the government that do believe that, hey, we need to jump on this crypto blockchain adoption and integration, not only because other countries are, and they're increasing their balance sheets and the economic flow, input, and just volume by doing so. That's a strong presence globally. So they want to be able to innovate and try to find ways to integrate, but they want to do it in a way, in most cases, that doesn't really threaten their native currency. This is why you're seeing ETFs, right? This is why you're seeing the government, who holds $6 billion in crypto as it is, right? They own $6 billion worth of Bitcoin, United States government. But this is why they're making certain type of moves, financial institutions acquiring investment vehicles, acquiring ETFs being created, because that way it doesn't really challenge the US dollar. It gives people access or exposure to Bitcoin, enabling them to make money off of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. But you can't use ETF as a medium of exchange. Therefore, it doesn't threaten the US dollar in the same way. This is why, the hodlers, the OGs, know, hey, you want to learn how to hold your own Bitcoin, your own keys. You want to learn how to deal with decentralized protocols. There's a lot more that you can do on your own. And if you believe the US dollar is in danger, then you want to be able to hold an asset that can't be confiscated, that you can't stop a transaction. Seem even more important, or just as important as the fact that, yes, you can make money, especially right now, we're in the sweet spot to be able to accumulate. But even beyond the aspect of store of value, right? I mean, all you really have to do is make sure whatever you're holding does higher percentages than inflation, right? And Bitcoin definitely does that. But even more important than that, or just as important than that for some people, you're still talking about a way to hold your wealth that can't be confiscated. If I wanted to send you some cryptocurrency, or if I wanted to use crypto to purchase something from you, I could do it directly in real time. I don't have to worry about banking hours. I don't have to worry about limits to how much I could send, some intermediary saying, hey, that's too big of a payment. It's over 10,000. We got to clear this with the IRS. We got to make sure that it's blah, blah, blah. We got to check who you are, who you're sending it to, make sure that they're not blah, blah. You don't have to do none of that. And you don't have to worry about it taking 3 to 5 business days. Like, even to this day, the idea that for us to do traditional banking options, to participate in traditional transactions, which I do, right, with my bank and or Fidelity account, et cetera, and it still takes 3 to 5 business days. Like, it's not like there's a courier truck pulling up to my bank or the Fidelity to transfer that cash to another account. It's just them updating the ledger, essentially. Well, that's exactly what blockchain is. It's a ledger. It's just a more efficient ledger than the one that's being used right now in traditional finance. So there's a lot of different reasons why the government is interested in crypto. But one thing for certain is they're not interested because they think that the market is going to collapse. They're not interested because they think Bitcoin price is going to be going down significantly anytime soon. And for those who say that they manipulate the market, well, that's a good point. If there's manipulation in the market by bigwigs, by governments, by corporations, etc., they wouldn't be accumulating it at this rate so that they can crash it and take loss. That doesn't make sense, right? So there's that. Matt Gaetz wants you to be able to pay your federal tax in Bitcoin. Now check this out. U.S. Treasury finalizes crypto rules to prevent tax evasion. So, of course, they don't want you evading taxes, which they know that with crypto, if you know how, you can kind of navigate around creating tax events or being detected by certain government agencies that would tax you on some of your transactions. So crypto platforms will have to start reporting traders' sales proceeds to the IRS. So while people who own and sell cryptocurrencies have always had to pay taxes on their earnings, a new rule finalized by the U.S. Treasury Department can ensure that they're paying the proper amount on their sales. The new rule will require cryptocurrency platforms like exchanges and payment processors to report their users' transactions to the IRS. I reported this on CryptTalk years ago. Most centralized large exchanges, including Coinbase, said that they will be more than happy to comply to this type of law. This was years ago. And most exchanges, Coinbase included, even Cash App, already have a built-in mechanism for you to do your tax based upon your transactions. So it already exists in that regard. So hand it over to the IRS is nothing but a thing if they decide to do so. Right? The new rule will require, okay, I already said that part. According to the Wall Street Journal, authorities are hoping that this measure can deter tax evasion, seeing that the IRS would know exactly how much a taxpayer owes. So you have two different things going on here, which I've showed you so far. One, the government is willing to accept your crypto, or at least there's a lot of laws being introduced that would allow that to be done. On a state level, they've already been doing this for a couple of years, but now on a federal level, they're proposing a bill to say, hey, if you want to pay your taxes in crypto, we'll take it. Like I said, they're not doing this because they feel like the price of Bitcoin is going to plummet. They're doing this because they expect the prices are going to go up. Now, how many people would really want to use Bitcoin to pay their taxes? I don't know. Maybe some would, though. Maybe some do have, some people have enough Bitcoin where they feel like, hey, I don't have to liquidate any cash. But most people that's holding Bitcoin like that understand that their cash is losing value while Bitcoin is increasing in value, so they probably wouldn't want to do that. But the government is open to you being able to use crypto to pay your taxes. Another thing we're seeing is because they understand how much money is being made in this market, they want to make sure they get their cut. So we went from them ignoring crypto, saying cryptos are going to fail, crypto's a bubble, it's just for illicit activities and criminals, to them saying, hey, you're actually making money off of this thing? Hey, we need ours. And that's really what it's all about. So we have that. That's two different things. Now let's look at the sentiments, because in the past I have reported on a civil war in regards to crypto going on in the U.S. government, meaning that some of the government representatives have been pro-crypto while others have been anti-crypto for whatever reasons. Now we're starting to see the tides turn in favor of crypto. Look at this. As reported by Crypto Slate, just 41 U.S. politicians now strongly against crypto, with 310 strongly supportive. What does that mean? That's about a 5 out of 6 are strongly supporting crypto. Now, there's a various amount of reasons why, they would want to be supportive of crypto. Like I said, because they understand that the innovation, like if we don't get on this innovation, we're going to lose our standings as an economic powerhouse globally. You're starting to see some of these smaller nations that really, have nothing to lose, basically, saying, hey, we could leverage Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology for our economy. We've seen this with El Salvador. We're seeing this with Colombia. We're seeing this with African nations, Eastern European nations, Asian countries. You're seeing this across the board in South America. These nations are starting to utilize crypto on a macro level like we do on a micro level. So the U.S. understands, like, hey, if these kind of things happen and a lot of these other nations start to get stronger, they won't need us as much. We won't be able to manipulate the different government agencies, the IMFs, et cetera, won't have the leverage that they have in the past, and they will start falling behind economically. So now, they want to spur the innovation. They want to make sure that they're on top of it, that they're ahead of the curve. This is why you don't see it on the mainstream, because if this was mainstreamed the way it really should be, then people would start adopting not just cryptocurrencies for investment reasons, but they start using the technology. They start staking. They start DeFi. They would understand that they can do things that would leverage their finances with higher percentages than the traditional banks are going to give you. And they would understand how to be more anonymous and have more autonomy with how they conduct transactions financially. Right. So Republicans have 238 pro-crypto candidates. Democrats have 68. Democrats have 38 anti-crypto, and Republicans have just 5. So it sounds like the Republicans are a lot more pro-crypto than the Democrats, but both of them are more pro-crypto than anti-crypto at this point. This was not always the case, ladies and gentlemen. Bipartisan crypto support within the U.S. government is increasing, with significant implications for the future of crypto regulations and policies. While Republicans still dominate the pro-crypto side of the aisle, the negative sentiment towards the industry appears to be deflating. So let's just look at this, man. Let's just really just look at this with common sense, right? Government is pivoting towards crypto. And keep in mind, this isn't because this was some Illuminati created, the CIA created crypto and all that garbage that I hear. No, they didn't want this to happen. They couldn't stop it from happening. I've said this before. They can't stop it. So now their game plan has pivoted from ignore it, mock it, undermine it, discredit it, to, well, if we can't beat them, buy it. So now they're saying, yeah, we want your crypto. Go ahead, pay your taxes with it. Yeah. Okay, fine. We'll have a ETF. You can buy crypto now. You can buy Bitcoin now. You can have exposure to Bitcoin through your financial institution of choice and or through Wall Street with ETFs. So now you're seeing these big financial institutions, governments, corporations, and investment vehicles buying up Bitcoin at a rate never seen before to offer it as exposure, but you'll never actually own the Bitcoin. Yeah, you can still make some of the profits from the Bitcoin or other ETFs. Not as much as you would holding it on your own, but nevertheless, that exposure could increase your bottom line, but you won't actually own the Bitcoin. Therefore, you can never actually use it as a medium of exchange. So therefore, it doesn't really do what they feared which is compete against the US dollar as currency, at least not for the masses, right? And that's why they don't really put on the mainstream. And when they do, they only do it to highlight different centralized exchanges and methods of acquiring exposure to cryptocurrency. So based on the idea provided with Stand with Crypto, here's a comprehensive overview of the current congressional landscape regarding crypto legislation. And, you know, that's, if you want to see, you know, if you're into the politics like that, I don't really care what side of the aisle is crypto or not. I mean, not that it doesn't matter, but I just don't want to get into the politics of it. But it does seem like Republicans are more strong pro crypto, but both sides are more pro crypto than not. So that's a huge thing right here. Look at this. Cynthia Lumens, Republican. I've reported on her before. Strongly supportive. Mike Braun, strongly supportive. A lot of these people are strongly supportive on the crypto side. So why is this happening? Why are we starting to see more and more pro crypto legislation and U.S. representatives and corporations and financial institutions and investment vehicles? Like globally, we have a phenomenon right now of ETFs. Globally, we have a phenomenon of Bitcoin pension funds. What does that mean? A Bitcoin pension funds indicates that Bitcoin is the future. Like, how much more clear can you say Bitcoin is the future other than big pension funds offering Bitcoin as an option for your pension fund? That means that they are saying that if you want to put the future in Bitcoin's hands, you want to invest in Bitcoin, we're saying Bitcoin is the future. We're saying that we believe that if you invest with us in Bitcoin in the future, you will be a lot better off than if you don't. And because I think Bitcoin has an average return of 150% per year, maybe a little bit different now, it might be a little bit lower. But we do know it outpaces gold, which has been the storage of value for the past however many millennia, right? You can't really look at any other asset that you can break down and analyze historically to expect 150% return or even just a 30% return. There's no asset that you could look at and do the historical data and come up with a reasonable conclusion that it will probably do 30% in the next year, even 30%, which is phenomenal for any type of investment. So this is why, you know, the big wigs now want your crypto. They now want Bitcoin. They now want to integrate. They now want to accumulate crypto like they never have before. That's what's going on, man. So this is just literally just in the face for those who are paying attention, that Bitcoin cryptocurrency blockchain technology. Because remember, this is bigger than just if you're going to make a lot of money holding crypto. Most people won't if they're dealing with only meme coins, right? Like I said, the most sure way, and none of this is guaranteed, to make money in this market is to find projects that have utility, that have good development, that have partnerships, and just hold it, just sit on it. Be prepared to sit on it for a good year. If you do that, especially right now in the sweet spot of just post-halving, you're likely to be okay as long as you take profits. The meme coins and all that, it's not a sure shot, and most people won't be successful because most people don't know how to deal with these decentralized protocols that it would take for you to acquire the meme coins. Plus, a lot of people don't have the discipline. Plus, a lot of these meme coins are pools. Like, I've been fooled by some of these as well, right? I've made mistakes. I've not sold things when I should have. I have not took profits when I should have by overholding some assets. I've got rid of some assets too soon. See, when it comes to these meme coins that really don't have any utility, you're just hoping for the hype to make it popular enough. It's just not going to be a strategy that's going to be successful for most people. Look at investing in Bitcoin and other cryptos as what it really is, which is an investment, not a get rich quick. Look at it as an investment, and you you assess the different assets that you think have good upside potential, A lot of those are going to be legacy coins like Ethereum, like Bitcoin, Tezos, et cetera, et cetera. And you'll be all right. You'll probably break a profit, especially within the next year, according to, like I said before, historical data, historical patterns, right? So right now we're in that sweet spot. If Bitcoin performs like it did post having the last 3 cycles or the last 15, what's that, 10, 12 years, then we could probably expect, I would say conservatively, a 3 to 8x. If it continues with that, same cycle, we're in the sweet spot right now, just 2 months after the halving, to where it appears that if you hold for a good year and a few months, you're probably going to see a profit in Bitcoin of 300%. It's not guaranteed, like I said, but just keep in mind, the production of Bitcoin has been cut in half as of April. The demand has not. The acquisition has picked up. What's up, Demetrius? What up, dog? So, that's just the way that I look at it, right? So you don't have to worry about the different fancy fly-by-night, different protocols. I don't get involved in all that. I don't jump on the newest, latest promises. I don't get on I've learned better than the multi-level marketing aspects of crypto. All you have to do at this point is identify different cryptos that you think have enough utility, have enough development and partnerships that you believe. We'll say like Michael Saylor says, find something that serves a purpose that is needed, but that is not quite yet understood, because that means you're early in, right? And overall, when you look at the crypto market and how many people actually own Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, we're still looking at a sliver of the global population. We're still only looking at a couple 100 million out of 8 billion. Listen, a couple 100 million out of 8 billion. Keep in mind that there's 1,000 millions in 1 billion. So you times that times 8, and you look at the fact that only 200 million, that is nothing. That is a couple percent. Okay. That's the potential. And obviously this potential cannot be denied any longer, because you have the US governments now making laws that, hey, you want to pay your taxes in crypto? We got you. Yeah, we'll take it. All right. Now let's get to this. This is the bonus feature right here, y'all. I want to be able to use this for my Facebook, since I can't go live because these Drake glizzy gobblers got my, you know what I'm saying? I can't go live on Facebook because these Drake fans are little bitches. Okay, so I made a post though, and I'm going to break this down in a way so you can understand this will support why I believe the government is starting to change their mind optically on crypto. So here's the post that I made. It says $3K a week for life or $3 million upfront tax free. So I posted this poll on my Facebook page and a couple groups as well. And we're going to look at some of the answers, right? Let's look at some of the answers. So we have some people that are saying, hey, I want the 3,000 weekly. I think I can make it past 7 years. That means they didn't do the math. If you do the math, this is a very easy question to answer, right? Some people said 3 million up front. I almost wanted to take some of these comments down because I didn't like the fact that they were giving the answers. But I'm glad that they did the math, right? 3 million up front. It would take 214 years for 3K a week to equal 3 million. Not true. Not true. 3 mil, I'm flipping one. If I was younger, I'd take 3K, but at my age, 3 million up front, 3 million up front. Depends. I'm 63. I take the 3 million. Under 30 years old, I would take 3K a week. 3 million up front, 3 million up front. 3 million. Some people say 3K a week, 3K a week for life. 3K. Here's the real math from my boy OC. At 3K, it will take 19 years to get 3 mil, and that is a fact. So let's do the math. At 3,000 a week, it would take you nearly 20 years to get the same 3 million that you could have right now. Now, the problem with that is you're not guaranteed 20 years. The other problem with that is with the value of the dollar going down so rapidly, within 10 years, that 3K a month won't be, or that 3K a week won't be the same. But to be fair, 3K a week is about 150,000 per year, right? So 3 million up front, tax free. How can you make 3,000 a week if you took the 3 million up front? Let's do the math. If you can put that 3 million in a space that only creates 5% interest, that would be 150,000 a year, aka 3,000 a week. Plus, you would still have the 3 million. So that would be like having $150,000 a year job that you don't have to go to work. So you can still keep your job. You can pursue some of your dreams. You can travel. Hey, if you could live off of 2,000 a week, you could put 1,000 a week back into compounding the interest of the 3 million. Now you're making like 4,000 a week, right? So a lot of people, I think what they tried to do is they wanted to take the approach of let me be fiscally responsible or I don't trust myself with the lump sum, or I don't have any method of stretching that out or making it work for yourself. But this is what rich people do. 3K. A lot of people were taking the 3,000 a week. But like I said, if you could put that 3 million to work at just 5%, you're going to get that 3K a week and still have the 3 million. That means you could take $1 million. That means you could, start a business. That means you could reinvest in other things. It means you could just enjoy your life, enjoy your kids, enjoy your family, and still have more money than most people make a year, which is 150,000. But a lot of people don't do the math, right? Now, what could you put 3 million into that would accumulate 5%? Most bank accounts won't. Matter of fact, most bank accounts won't insure 3 million. You'd have to break it up in so many accounts. Assets. That's what you have to put it into. This is what Michael Saylor and other billionaires understand. That cash is trash. You have to hold assets. Now we're going to talk about DeFi, right? Decentralized finance has different protocols in which you can hold stable coins if you're afraid of the fluctuation of crypto market. You could put 3 million into Tether or the DAI stable token or the Circle stable coin. Stake it at 5%, which is typically what you can get in most protocols, or lend it in a collateral debt position, which means that you're guaranteed to get the money back. No one could borrow without collateral. So you don't have to risk not, getting the repaid or not being able to take your money out. And they're typically paying 5 to 8%. So in other words, if you don't like the volatility of the market, you can easily find protocols where you could take that 3 million, put it in a stable coin that doesn't fluctuate, doesn't go up, doesn't go down, and you can still earn an easy 5%. And you can live off of that 3,000 a week that it would create. Now, if you don't mind the volatility of the market, there's coins that you can stake, right? Like Cosmos at 22%. Now, I get it. That's volatile. You don't know Cosmos. It could go up. It could go down. But the idea is this, especially right now where we're at in the market, meaning that we typically will see at this point moving forward in the next year and a half, we're going to see the crypto market go on a parabolic bull run, right? But let's just say, play devil's advocate. You put it in 3 million worth of Cosmos, which is staked at 22%. If it stays even at the price it is now, that would bring you, what's that? 200, 400, 660,000, something like that, right? A year, which would be what? 600,000 a year, blah. You break that down, 60,000 a month, let's say a little bit less than that. Now you're looking at about 10,000 a week, right? Now, of course, it could go down. Like, let's say it goes down 10%. Well, you're still getting 12% a year. Say it goes down 15%, where you're still getting 7% a year. Of course, that's more of a risk. Or you prefer stocks. The point is, with 3 million up front, over 3,000 a week, all you have to do is be able to find a way to make a 5% yield per year, and you're getting that 3K a week, plus you still have the 3 million. So for those who said 3 million, you are correct. If you know how to do what rich people do, which is make your money make money, right? And there's so many options, especially in there are some online banks that will give you a 5% because they don't have the overhead that a traditional brick and mortar has. So there's that. So with that type of thinking, now you understand why rich people prefer assets. You understand why rich people are starting to buy up Bitcoin and other cryptos. You understand why rich people don't keep a lot of cash on hand. They keep their money. Real estate is another one. Do you think that you can buy real estate that would appreciate at 5% with 3 million? If so, there you go. But this is the kind of the thinking that, you know, we have to start. Those people who weren't raised with a lot of money, who weren't born millionaires, who, you know, saying, who are trying to navigate with a depreciating dollar and increasing prices of you know, cost of living. This is, you know, the kind of thinking that you have to have. You can't save your way to wealth. I seen a statistic earlier about percentages of wealthy people. Most of them are entrepreneurs. I think 75%. And then like 12% of them are investors. And then some of them are like, you know, athletes and stuff like that. None of them are employees. You cannot save your way to wealth. You have to put your money in something that yields percentages at this point in time. You have to. Whether that's your business, whether that's some type of investment. The only way to wealth now is through entrepreneurship or investing. Unless you have a skill like you could, you play professional sports or something like that, or do music or something. But that's still entrepreneurial in nature. At least the music part is. So so people who are starting to think this way are the ones that are going to be able to navigate in the future and hold wealth. This is why you see these large corporations, they only buy assets. They're now looking at Bitcoin. Governments, they now want Bitcoin. Financial institutions, they now want cryptocurrency. They want to integrate with the blockchain technology. Investment vehicles like BlackRock. Listen, BlackRock is the largest asset manager in the world. Do you think they're buying up all of these assets like Bitcoin, not just Bitcoin, but Bitcoin, other cryptos as well? Do you think they're buying these up because they don't think they're going to make money? Do you think Fidelity, ARK Investment, Grayscale, do you think all of these companies are buying up Bitcoin to create ETFs because they don't think it's going to make money? Do you think the government's willing to even consider, the federal government is willing to consider accepting crypto or Bitcoin specifically for taxes if they don't believe that it's going to increase? See, some people don't understand it. They're still not, they're still not paying attention because a lot of this stuff isn't mainstream. Or a lot of people just really don't understand why Bitcoin. It's not just the store of value. It's also the freedom that comes with it. That's just as important. But people are starting to more understand you have to have something to put your money in that's going to create more money for you. The bank's not going to do that. And those who don't understand that, that's okay. They're just.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Anyway, you guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you like, comment, all that good stuff. I appreciate you. Appreciate you tapping in, Demetrius. You can follow on Twitter at CryptTalk P. Blockchain Crypto Gang on Facebook as well. We're going to keep it moving. Right now, we're in a sweet spot of the game. HODL, Be successful. Bless you. Peace.